Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most anticipated fight of the summer is officially gone. The notorious Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler is now scrapped, announced by the boss himself, Dana White.
All right, guys, here I am again. Conor McGregor is out of 303 versus Michael Chandler with an injury.
Just less than 2 weeks ago, there was supposed to be a press conference in Dublin, McGregor-Chandler. I was on my way to the press conference with one of my buddies and we realized the press conference was cancelled at the very last minute. There's only a couple of reasons why a press conference will be cancelled at the last minute. It has to be some kind of a family problem, some kind of a personal issues, injury. It couldn't be anything to do with a contract because the contract will be signed a long time ago before they even made the fight. So there's only very, very few personal big reasons why a press conference will be cancelled, especially a press conference of that magnitude cancelled at the last minute. And you have to imagine, like, McGregor is in his hometown in Dublin. He's not going to want to cancel a press conference. Even if he's hungover, drunk, for example, he's still going to make the press conference. He's not going to want to cancel the press conference. So this has been leaving people wondering the last couple of days, a lot of speculations in the air. Is this fight going to happen? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you guys know Ariel Awani. He has the inside scoops. The guy didn't even know exactly what was going on with this fight. He was just giving his own opinion and saying, oh, the fight is going to happen 1 minute. The fight is not going to happen the next minute. He wasn't really sure himself. Nobody knew what was going on till now that Dana White himself is finally announced that this fight is officially scrapped. Let's give the notorious Conor McGregor some respect. That guy has never pulled out of a fight before. Not if my memory serves me right. Not in the UFC anyway. It's usually people that pulls out from Conor McGregor. And Conor McGregor will be like, give me anybody, anytime, anywhere, any place. The guy doesn't really care. The guy is a born fighter. That's one thing I know about the guy. The guy loves to fight. Even with all the money that he has, he still wants to fight. So we gotta have to give him that respect. The guy doesn't have to fight. He's in movies. He has a lot of businesses going and so on and so forth. So he doesn't really need the money. He just loves the fight. And that was what made him Conor McGregor in the first place, was being able to fight. Like, MMA is a very difficult sport. There's no doubt about that. MMA is probably one of the most difficult sports on the planet Earth. The chances of getting injured in an MMA fight or in an MMA training camp is higher than the chances you get in a boxing match, a kickboxing match, a jiu-jitsu match, or whatever it is. MMA is a combination of everything in one. So obviously the chances just significantly rises. I do not know what exact injury Conor McGregor has. I'm hoping it's not the legs, the titanium chin bone. I hope that's not dismantled again because as far as I'm aware, he was okay kicking and all that. It could be some other injury because if it's actually the titanium chin bone that he has, he calls it titanium chin bone, obviously.
So something like this has happened. I'm at the going in, I'm at the getting exactly what I needed. And what I needed was a titanium shin bone. So now I've got a titanium rod going down the knee, from the knee to my ankle.
If it's actually that one, then this could be the end for Conor because the same injury flaring up again, it's never a good thing. But if it's a new injury, it's not like that's good, but at least he knows that other one is healed up. So there's a lot of things up in the air, but the bottom line here is Conor McGregor is out of UFC 303, and that is a bummer. Even the promotions, the people that got tickets to go watch him fight, there's a lot of people traveling from all over the world. It's less than 3 weeks away, just at the end of June. It's a big, big bummer for people. I can imagine people that saved their money now, like after getting holidays from work, saved every single penny, got the tickets, hotels booked, everything, flights, everything booked, and then you heard Conor McGregor is injured. And that's why the guy doesn't like to pull out from fights. I'm sure he has been injured a couple of times before, but the kind of guy that he is, a born Irish fighter, that guy doesn't pull out of fights. So that's what I'm saying. We got to give the guy his respect. I'm sure this injury is a big, big one. If I'm to guess what happened, he rang Dana White and said, Dana, I'm injured. This was probably a night before the press conference. Dana, I'm injured. And Dana was like, how bad is the injury? He said, I don't know. I need to see the doctor. I don't know, Dana. Dana was like, go for an MRI scan and let's see what happens. Let's keep it quiet. We just cancel the press conference. Go for an MRI scan. Let's see what happens. That was probably the conversation that they had. And then he went for an MRI scan. And the doctor is like, look, this is not going to work. This is going to work. Maybe they were up in the air. They didn't know how to announce the fights. They were going to look for a replacement, blah, 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 whatever. But the bottom line here is they were still hoping the fight was going to happen. That was why they kept it on the wraps since the last couple of days. But now it's finally out. And it is what it is. I'm not sad. I'm not happy. I'm obviously sad for the man. He's injured rather. But I'm not sad if the fight isn't happening. But there's one person that I'm sad for though, and that is Michael Chandler. What is Michael Chandler gonna do now? The last fight Michael Chandler had was 2022, if I'm not mistaken. Michael Chandler has been waiting to fight Conor for the last 20 years. This fight has not happened and it's still not happened, and we don't know when it's gonna happen, how long the injury is gonna take. Is it gonna take 6 months to a year? We don't even have a clue what the injury is, as I said. We don't even know. So for Michael Chandler, then, like, that guy could have had 3 solid fights while he was waiting for Conor all this while. And he could have made money from those 3 fights. I'm not saying he's going to make the same exact money that he's going to make for one fight fighting Conor. But he'll still be active, still be making a lot of money. You know what I mean? And obviously, there's no fight like a Conor McGregor fight. The fame and fortune involved in it. And if you win Conor McGregor, that's even going to make you even more famous. And it's going to make you more money. Just because Conor is just that famous, let's be honest. I'm sure if Michael Chandler knew this was going to happen, the guy would have kept fighting and fighting. He wouldn't have waited for Conor. But nobody knows. Nobody predicts the future. If we could predict the future, we won't be here. I think it's a bummer for Chandler, but Chandler needs to know one thing. I think he needs to kind of think about it this way. Whenever Conor comes back, I think he's going to fight Chandler regardless. I think that is a set price for Chandler. He needs to know that because they did the Ultimate Fighter together, and the kind of man Conor is, he's going to want to fight Chandler. From what I know from TV, he's going to want to fight Chandler, I think. So Chandler needs to know that and just look, you know what, whenever this guy comes back, I'm going to end up fighting him. Let me just take another fight. So my point here is Chandler needs to take another fight. Just fight someone. He doesn't have to fight the killers in the division. He doesn't have to fight the top 5, top 6, top 7. He can go as low as someone that is exciting coming up, maybe number 11. I can't think of a name at the top of my head, but I'm sure he can fight someone that he wants to fight in the 155 division, and just take that fight, hopefully win that fight. And I honestly think even if Chandler loses the fight, McGregor will still come back and fight him if McGregor comes back, because we don't know how bad the injury is, guys. So it's a bummer for Chandler, you know, waiting for someone, waiting for the big payday, waiting for that spectacular fight, and ended up not happening. And you don't even know if it's going to happen in 2024. It could be 2025. Whatever. So I think Chandler should take another fight for sure. And of course, I wish the notorious Conor McGregor, I wish him a fast recovery. I hope he's okay. And I hope we get to see him at least one more time in that octagon, because there's no fight like a Conor McGregor fight. And that's a fact. So guys, don't be shy to subscribe and give us a thumbs up and share the video if you like it. I'll see you at the next video.